What is strength and conditioning? I've been thinking about this for the last few months, but I decided to actually put something down on paper or video and get some of my thoughts. So, what is strength and conditioning, and why is it something that people mistakenly think that only professional athletes do? What does a good strength conditioning program do? It helps you get stronger and more conditioned in order to meet demands that your life has. For a professional athlete, their life is their sport, so they've got to be conditioned and strong enough to perform. These demands vary from person to person. One end of the thing, you've got professional athletes. Other end of the spectrum, you've got an office worker who doesn't do much physical activity. I work with athletes. You watching this right now, you are an athlete. You're an athlete of life. And life is the only game where we're all involved. You may play a sport, you may not, but you still need to be strong and conditioned and enough to make sure that you have unfettered access to whatever physical pursuits you want to achieve, want to undertake. Whether that be playing sport recreationally, or hill walking, or kayaking, or abseiling, or parachuting, or whatever it is you want to do, you need to be strong enough and you need to be conditioned enough to do it. Your ability to have this level of strength and condition will decline as you get older. That's a fact. And it's a fact that we often think about or don't think about until it's too late. The mounting scientific evidence shows us that the earlier we can intervene in someone's life by getting them to perform strength training and be conditioned, the better the outcomes are in later life when it comes to their health and fitness. Not just for them, but for their family, because they become an example to those around them, and then they use that example, and then the domino effect starts to go, and then we get this societal change. In the UK, we would probably spend a lot less money on the NHS as if everyone was healthier and fitter. I have no doubt about that. Strength and conditioning is a large part of what a professional athlete does. It's literally their job to be 100% as physically prepared to do the task, whether that's a football player, rugby player, an ultramarathon runner, an Olympic athlete, whatever sport that is, wrestling, judo, whatever, track and field. Jumping, running, being hit, recovering quickly, and being able to do that repeatedly for minutes, perhaps hours at a time. But that doesn't mean it's not something that you should do. Your body, you're an athlete of life. Your body obeys the same physical laws, undergoes the same physical processes, albeit maybe not as efficiently as a professional athlete does. They have a selection bias for their sport. They are just genetically better set up out of the womb to do their sport. That doesn't mean they didn't work hard, and doesn't mean they didn't make a lot of sacrifices and effort. Okay? But just because you're not going to compete with Michael Phelps doesn't mean you shouldn't learn to swim. Swimming is an essential life skill. It could save your life one day. What if we took that same approach, what if we took that same approach to strength and conditioning? Do you think you'd be any worse off if you were stronger and fitter? Do you think the sacrifice to get that strength and fitness would be worth it? Just because you're not going to be Michael Phelps doesn't mean you shouldn't learn to swim. Just because you're going to be not going to be a professional athlete doesn't mean you shouldn't do strength and conditioning, because it's going to make your life better and you are an athlete of life. And learning how to do it, I mean, it could save your life one day. In an acute sense, it could give you the momentary physical strength to pull yourself out of a burning building that's about to collapse. In a more long-term sense, it could divert you from the path you are currently on, and you're on the path to have a heart attack and die at the age of 55. It could divert you off that path. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need to dedicate your whole life to the gym to get those benefits. 2 to 3 sessions a week is all it takes. That would get you strong enough so you never have to worry about lifting a box up off the floor or stepping down from the curb when you're 70 years old, which many people I've worked with, they worry about that when they start coaching with me. And you'll have the stamina and the strength to play with your grandchildren or your children and your grandchildren. The earlier you start, the better the outcomes. And when you're 25, you feel fine, because you're 25, you're young, nothing's happened to you yet. You're not beat up by life. You've got all the youth and the vigor that being 25 gives you. But that's the perfect time to start. In fact, even younger, teenage years. But it's never too late to start either. Don't wait until you have that life-altering moment to alter your life, because guess what? That heart attack at 55 I talked about earlier, that might be it. You might not get a chance to alter your life. Now, luckily through modern medicine, more people live through heart attacks, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the opportunity to do that. Okay? So, it's time to start thinking about what you can do to improve your ability to be an athlete of life. That's what I teach people how to do. I've got a free Facebook group that you can join. If you want to come and join that, just comment group down below and I'll send you over the link, and you can start rooting around and see how I do things and see how that could possibly help you. Chat to you later. Bye.